You've heard it 1,000 times. The Illuminati run the world. But which Illuminati? Is it the Bavarian secret society from the 1700s? The bankers and billionaires in boardrooms? The musicians flashing hand signs in their music videos? Or the politicians talking about a new world order? If you've ever felt overwhelmed by conspiracies, you're not alone. The internet is a labyrinth of theories, each pointing fingers at shadowy elites, occult symbols, or high-tech plots. And it's confusing. Who do you trust? What's real, and what's just noise? That's exactly why we're starting here. Let's separate the myth from the history, the fear from the fact. Because when you understand the real roots of the Illuminati, you can finally stop drowning in endless theories and start reclaiming your clarity and sovereignty. The story begins in Bavaria in 1776. Adam Weishaupt, a law professor raised by Jesuits, was frustrated with the way monarchy and the Catholic Church dominated thought. He wanted something different, a society built on Enlightenment ideals, reason, and freedom from superstition. So he founded the Order of the Illuminati. At first, it was just a few students meeting in secret. But soon it grew, adopting rituals, symbols, and ranks. Members took aliases from ancient history. Their emblem, the Owl of Minerva, wisdom seeing in the dark. Their motto? Perfectibility, the belief that human beings could evolve and enlighten themselves. By the early 1780s, the Illuminati had a few thousand members, including writers, nobles, and even politicians. They infiltrated Masonic lodges to spread their ideals. And their goals were ambitious: oppose tyranny, weaken superstition, and promote knowledge. But the order was short-lived. In 1785, the Bavarian government cracked down, outlawed the Illuminati, and banished Weishaupt. The real Illuminati was gone almost as soon as it began. By the late 1780s, they were finished. So how did we get from a small Enlightenment club in Bavaria to the all-powerful Illuminati of conspiracy theories? Here's where the myth took over. In 1797, two books appeared that changed everything. 1. Proofs of a Conspiracy by John Robison, and the other, Memoirs, illustrating the history of Jacobinism by Abbé Baruel. Both claimed the Illuminati hadn't died at all, but instead had infiltrated the French Revolution, igniting chaos and bloodshed. It was the first modern conspiracy theory, a secret group blamed for a massive historical upheaval. The idea spread like wildfire, and it didn't stop there. Every time society went through turmoil, someone pinned it on the Illuminati. The Russian Revolution, Illuminati. Banking collapses, Illuminati. Wars, pandemics, culture shifts, you name it. The theory said the Illuminati were pulling the strings. By the 20th century, Illuminati had become shorthand for any hidden elite cabal. It didn't matter that the original Bavarian order was long gone. The name had become a myth, a meme, a way to make sense of events that felt too big, too coordinated, too threatening. But here's the key truth. The Illuminati was never a single, all-controlling cabal. The Bavarian order was real, yes, but short-lived and suppressed. Everything after that is myth layered on myth, symbol layered on symbol. So why do we keep believing? Because humans are pattern seekers. When the world feels chaotic, we want a story to hold on to. And the Illuminati story is perfect. It says, nothing is random, everything is planned, someone's in control. That belief can be strangely comforting, even if it's terrifying. But there's a danger. When you lump every problem into one giant conspiracy, you stop seeing the real issues. You blame an invisible cabal instead of noticing the very real networks of money, power, and influence that operate openly at summits, in think tanks, in boardrooms. The Illuminati myth can distract us from the truth that's right in front of us. So where does that leave us? First, with clarity. The real Illuminati existed and died in the 1780s. What survives today is not the order itself, but the idea of it. That idea has been reshaped by propaganda, paranoia, pop culture, and the internet into a catch-all explanation for hidden power. Second, with responsibility. If we're awake enough to see the myth, we're awake enough to ask better questions. Who really benefits from global crises? How do elites actually coordinate policy? What role do symbols play in shaping culture? These are real questions, and they don't require imagining a centuries-old puppet master. And third, with empowerment. The Illuminati myth teaches us something valuable, that symbols, secrecy, and stories can shape reality. That's not just the power of some hidden elite. It's a power we all hold. The words you speak, the intentions you set, the media you consume, all of these cast spells in your own life. So if you're confused by conspiracies, here's the takeaway. Stop asking which version of the Illuminati is true. The historical Illuminati is gone. The myth. Illuminati is everywhere. And your task is not to get lost in the fear, but to learn how to see through the symbols and reclaim your focus. The world is complex. Power operates in ways that are both obvious and hidden, both mundane and mysterious. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. It means you need sharper vision. And maybe that's the irony. The Illuminati's symbol was the owl, the creature who sees in the dark. Maybe what we really need is not another conspiracy to chase, but the courage to see clearly in the shadows of our own time. This is The Real Illuminati, a story about fear, power, and vision. And now that you know it, you get to decide. Will you keep being confused by the myth? Or will you wake up to the truth that's been here all along?